Yeah, so I think I remember if I remember and I'm not mistaken, the church was established in South Africa. I think around 1963. Yeah, that's where the church started operating in South Africa. And what else? What was the question?
Yeah, no, you're good. Maybe you could mention what years you served and what areas you served in, and then talk about the boundaries of the mission.
Okay. Yeah, so I served in the South Africa Cape Town mission, and the mission boundary covers the Eastern and the Western Cape, and only two provinces, okay, and shares boundary with the Durban mission and Johannesburg mission as well. At first, it used to cover Namibia, but at the time that I was serving in, Namibia wasn't part of our mission anymore. So we only, served in two provinces, the Western and the Eastern Cape. And the Eastern Cape is typically of the Xhosa people. Okay, it's a language that I loved, that I tried learning as much as I could. And the Western Cape is also kind of a mixed with Xhosa people, and you find Zulu people over there, and you find a bunch of English also people over there. So, and that is where our mission headquarters is. That's in Cape Town. And I served from February 2014 to February 2016. I was the only one in my transfer, so I went alone and left alone. So most people in South Africa are religious. Okay, they know that there is a God. Okay, there are quite a few of them that think God doesn't exist. There's no God, and you'll meet some of them on the street. They will just come up to you and try to, why do you believe in God? Who is God? And try to, do as Korihor did in the Book of Mormon. Okay, but many of them know there is God, but sometimes challenges, make them lose hope in God, make them feel that maybe God probably doesn't exist. They are all looking for happiness, but sometimes don't know where to find it. Okay, many of the people have challenges with finance, poverty. So some of these things sometimes discourage them from continuing to believe in God. If God is there, then why do I go through these challenges? So that is one of the challenges that affects missionary work over there, because sometimes you wish you could help, but you don't have the means, to help. Someone might be willing to come to church, but doesn't have the means of transportation to come. Okay, doesn't have proper clothing, and kind of feel shy or feel down that it can be wearing the same attire to church every Sunday. So that discourages them to come to church. But what I know is many people believe in God. They know that there is a God, but how to, their faith has to be strengthened, and shift their attention from seeking happiness in the material things, and rather look unto God, and know that life will be hard at times, but it will always be worth it, and build their foundation on the gospel of Jesus Christ, and all things will work out. If we lose everything in this world and gain salvation for our soul, is more important than to gain everything in this world and lose our soul. So, talking in relating to how the people, I think many of them are religious, but some of the challenges for missionary work will be, attacks from other churches or other religion. Walking on the street and someone, just, come up to you and try to, prove that the doctrines of Latter-day Saint churches is false. You meet some of the Adventists, you meet atheists, and my first time encountering this, I was kind of, surprised, because you won't find that in my country. There's churches, there's a church in every corner in my country. So, and people are very religious. So, but no one will come up to you and say your church is wrong, or, tell me what you believe. I have a scripture that contradicts what you believe. So you meet some, let me say, some other people that do not have anything to do and just go around trying to prove missionaries wrong, and trying to prove them that the gospel is true. I think it's not worth it, because no amount of words that you can teach them, if their heart is not prepared, they won't listen to you, because they have already hardened their heart, stiff-necked. So what I do, or what I did on mission when I come across those people, to share my testimony. And my testimony is mine. It cannot be taken from me. As you share your testimony with them, it will be a witness against them one day. There were 5 stakes in my mission when I was 7. I heard some of the stakes just, one of the stakes just got splitted. So that is the East London stake got splitted, and there is a Mdansani stake now. South Africa has one of the 3 temples in Africa. Okay, so there are only 3 temples in Africa. One in South Africa, one in Nigeria, and one in Ghana. And the South Africa one is located in Johannesburg. So it's kind of far from our mission, and it's also one of the challenges, of our members in our mission, because as a missionary, the church, as you know, is all about family, and your ultimate goal is to get people to the temple, is to have families so they can go to the temple, do ordinances for their ancestors, and be sit together for time and all eternity. But it's hard for people to be able to prepare financially and physically, besides some of the spiritual struggles. Transportation is also one of the factors that people find it difficult to go to the temple. And many of them there haven't been to the temple before. They wish they could. It's kind of far from our mission. So the background of the church, I don't know a lot. I don't have enough information about the history of the church in South Africa, but I do know of a place called Signal Hill, and that is when new missionaries come, we take them there, to see the view of the city, and to read, the dedication. The church was in South Africa, and for some reason was, hopefully I'm not mistaken over here, for some reason has to be rededicated. The gospel has to be rededicated. You can find out more about this if I'm mistaken. Then you can take it out. Yeah. So, but for some reason it was rededicated, and So we go there and we read the dedicatory prayer on Signal Hill to the new missionaries that come, and how powerful it is, and how the gospel was there to, bind the people. Because one of the struggles, when the church began in South Africa was the race issue. Okay, so black people was kind of not allowed to worship in the chapel. So it was kind of, racism was affecting the church, the growth of the church today. Sometimes it does, even in now, but I think things are getting better, So that's some of the history of the